Well, hello there. Welcome to Twilight Tarot. Still super bright out, which is really good. If it's super bright, that actually means that it's been clear skies here, which is really, really good. So, welcome to Twilight Tarot. If you have your own deck, bring it along, use it for clarifying. The whole point of doing these weekly lives is to help empower you and to help you use the tools of cards to help bring some fun, to bring some clarity to whatever it is you're seeking guidance on. You know, these are just props, right? And if you're watching this part, you're watching the replay. So please let me know that you watch this and tell me what your biggest takeaway is as we go along. But yeah, these are just props that is helping us to channel the information through. That was going to come anyways. But for me personally, it's easier to have something like a card to start the information flowing and things like that, and it makes a big difference. Sorry, but I got this big spot on my glasses. It's driving me crazy. And yeah, like glasses help me see better. Tarot cards help me trust the messages that come through better. And especially tarot as opposed to oracle, because they do have that framework. They do have that structure to them. And don't get me wrong, I love oracle cards too. I really do. And I've made a couple of my own decks, and I know there's a few more in my heart that I want to get out. But with tarot, there just seems to be, like I said, more of a structure. No matter what deck you get, it's usually very similar. Now, some decks have extra cards, which I love that because you're making it your own, but they're split up between the major arcana and the minor arcana, which can be the difference between major things happening in life and kind of the mundane, everyday things that go on in life. Hi, Kim. Good to see you. Did you bring your tarot deck? So let's address the elephant in the room, or the elephant that just left the room. Mercury retrograde is here. It's the 1st of April, so it's April Fools, and Mercury retrograde just started. And I know, how's that been feeling for you? Because Mercury retrograde actually snuck up a little under 2 weeks ago and kind of went, hey, I'm on my way, just letting you know, sending you energy ahead of time. And yeah, there's been a few things that are, it's like, so I'm of two minds. It's like, okay, we're getting that out of the way now and everything's going to be fine. Or it's like, batten down the hatches. This is going to be a really rough one. But I don't like putting that energy out there. I'll fleetingly think of it and then I'll retract and go, you know what? It's anybody's game. And it's kind of like tarot, same thing. What comes up in tarot is a snapshot in the moment of time based on all of the criteria up to this point. Do we have free will to shift and change things? Abso-freaking-lutely we do. We always do. Some things are just written in stone and they're not going to change no matter what. And we don't know that. So we're always hopeful that good stuff come through things. But life is going to do life, and things are just going to happen outside of our control. And that's kind of what Mercury retrograde is like. But I like the side of the Mercury retrograde, and that is looking back. That is doing all the things, all the like returning to things that need to be revisited again. Repeating things that need to be redone. All of that energy. So it's not as bad as it seems. There are good things to come through Mercury retrograde, but it's up to us to come up with, to come up with that reasoning, right? Because we can if we think misery and feel misery, we are going to bring more misery on, right? So interesting enough, two cards just fell out as I was doing that. The first one is the Guardian of Pentacles. So this is the Queen of Pentacles, I think. That's why. Keep it the same, people. That's why I like normal tarot. I always forget with this one. Guardian. It sounds like it's knights. Maybe it's knights. I gotta consult the book. Okay. Yeah, it's Queen. It's Queen of Cups, which I would think knights would be that, but knights are explorer. Okay. Yeah. When I create my tarot deck, I promise I'm going to keep the names the same because it's just so much easier to understand. I think I've messed up readings a few times based on the fact thinking this was knight. But anywho, it is Queen of Pentacles. So to me, and I already forget what I was talking about, but we all know it was about Mercury retrograde. And it's about what you focus on, right? Like this little bear, he's holding his pentacle. There, it looks like it's autumn. The leaves are beginning to fall. So he could be thinking, oh, crap. It's going to snow soon. I got to find somewhere to get cozy and hibernate. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Or maybe he's saying, oh, thank goodness I've saved and have my cache of food and things that I need to tide me through the winter. I'm prepared. So it can go either way, right? And of course, naturally, it depends on the question that someone has. But often, if you've been here long enough, you realize that people like general readings. So that's where sometimes the message is a little more general. But you, as the person who is asking the question, when you see a card, it's going to trigger something. It's going to trigger something to say, oh, this message is about this thing. And that's where you can pull more cards and ask clarifiers and things like that. There's another card that came. It was the Nine of Cups, which I love this. This is about things have come to fruition. Trust what you have, trust the inspiration, and trust that, I'm drawn to the dandelion in the middle, and those seedlings are just going to go everywhere. And it's going to go through a cycle that it needs to in order to plant those seeds and grow from where they are, right? So again, that's like Mercury retrograde right there. You blow the little dandelion puff and off they go. They go wherever they need to, and it's going to take a little while for them to come back into growth. And I just totally lost what I was going to say about that, but that's okay. That's another thing about Mercury retrograde. Communication is a biggie with Mercury, because that's what it governs. The planet itself, it governs communication. So if there's struggle with communication, or there's miscommunication or something, that's a real sign to step back and give yourself the space to rethink about what you need to say, or rethink about what the person was saying to you, so you can get the story right. All right. Yeah. So I also wanted to say, and I was hoping that the usual crowd would be here. I'm grateful that Kim is here. Let me ask you, Kim, how are you doing? How's things going with playing with tarot? I'm gonna have a slurp of water. Kim's like, well, put me on the spot. It's hard to have a two-way conversation on a one-way social media. Oh, so I did a thing today that I've been contemplating for a while. This is another way to harness the Mercury retrograde energy. Is something you've been thinking about for a while. This now is the time to do something about it. I had a small channel on TikTok, super duper small. Today I put a post. I realize now, maybe everyone thinks it's Mercury, thank you. It's affecting my communication. Fool, what? I keep thinking Fool's Journey, but it's not. April Fools, right, right. So people might think it's an April Fool's joke, but it's not. I actually posted saying that I'm leaving TikTok. So come follow me on my YouTube channel. So Everyday Introvert Tarot is where I am. Kim says, I haven't had much time lately, unfortunately. Oh, how are things going? I actually meant to private message you too and ask you how things were going in that area of your life we were talking about before. How is everything working out? You don't have to tell me here. I'll have to message you later. Um, so that's something else I wanted to bring up too is I'm streaming here on my Facebook page and I'm streaming on my YouTube channel right now. Oh, ooh, do tell. Or what is that about? Is that my TikTok? Like I had like 3 followers, so it wasn't a big deal. But you know what? A big weight lifted off my shoulders because I feel like I've been kind of spreading myself everywhere and I haven't even had enough proper energy to devote to one thing, never mind spreading it around everywhere, right? So I don't know how difficult this would be for you or not, Kim, to jump on YouTube and watch me on YouTube because I'm actually want to just go strictly YouTube. I'm not too happy with, I don't even want to say it because they'll flag me and stop from showing it. But the one with the blue logo, yeah, haven't been super happy with how things have been going as far as exposure and things like that. Where the one with the red logo, it, I, it's time to shift there. I've been feeling that for a long time. So I really want to focus on one place. But yeah, and I'm streaming there now. So I don't know if you can open the app on your phone, find me there, and then just click off of the blue logoed one and go directly to the red logoed one. Because I'm a real loyal person. Like I'd have boyfriends for a long, long time, or husband for like long time, jobs for a long time, stay way past I wanted to, and stuff like that. And I'm very loyal that way. So I've been on this blue logo one for quite a long time, and I really feel that things are slipping. The relationship is not going the way I want it to. So I really like the platform of the red logo. And I'm being very cryptic, so hopefully you can figure it out. And yeah, I'm definitely considering just going all in on the one and just having the blue logo for maybe personal things and stuff like that. And keeping in touch with people because that's where I've met a lot of you. It's just as far as doing my work and broadcasting, the red logo, it feels right. It's more to me. I feel I have a better chance there, and I've totally made this about myself, and I apologize even though it's my live and I can do whatever the hell I want, whatever. That's not why I'm here. I like to be here to support and bring inspiration to other people too. So that's why I'm actually sharing it, because sometimes we think of things for such a long time and we're kind of on the fence and we're not sure, and there's just something just pushed me over the edge lately, and it's like, you know what, now is the time to just start doing things that I want to do with my time, my energy, and my channel. So yeah, that's the whole thing there. So yeah, if you follow me here on the blue logo, I invite you to come to the red logo and subscribe and follow me there, because I'll be doing the exact same thing there, and I might even be petering out on this blue logo site to go strictly red logo. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, I don't want to name names because that's how you get banned or whatever. They stop showing your stuff. So that's another thing. My reach has not gotten as far. And sure, yeah, I got short arms, but it's all about getting things there. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for the thumbs up, Kim. Um, yeah. So how's this energy working for you? Let me know in the comments how the energy is working for you right now. Yeah, I'm going to pull some cards because I can definitely, and here's another thing that I like about tarot is when it comes to doing a reading for someone else, I can take myself out of the picture. I can take my own personal stuff that's going on. I can take all the empath stuff that I'm feeling about stuff going on around me out of the picture and focus strictly on what the cards tell me. That's how I can differentiate between what I'm picking up. So it really helps keep me in a framework to use tarot for different things. If I was just left to my mind, it'd be like, oh, well, it could be this, it could be that, it could be, squirrel. It's just, but that's just how I work. I notice over all of the years that I've been playing with tarot, the more seriously I play with tarot, and by serious, I mean I just do it more regularly. I feel I trust it. It feels like an ally, and I can jump between decks because I'm more familiar now with the cards and their meanings and stuff like that. And if you're afraid of tarot and the fact that you've got to memorize all 78 two, I can't remember how many cards there are. You don't have to memorize them. It's not about that. To a point, yeah, some things are similar, but the way that I inspire other people and the way that I guide and mentor other people, I'm trying to avoid the word teach. Oh, I just said it, is to do it from a playful stance, to do it by practicing, right? And all you need to do, and I know Kim said that she hasn't had much time lately. I challenge you, oh my gosh, 4 cards. I challenge you to pull a card every morning as you're getting ready for work or whatever. Pull a card, take a look at it, ruminate on it, maybe write some stuff down, or just leave it there. And then when next time you come back home from your day, take a look at it again, see what comes up for you. If you need to consult, the book or the guidebooks that I've provided as downloads, that's the perfect way for you to start integrating this stuff, right? Because that's the only way. There's no way there's going to be, oh, good. There's no way there's going to be time in your day if you're busy doing all this other stuff. You have to kind of, I don't know, do it while you're doing something else that needs to be done, brushing your teeth or something like that. Don't get toothpaste on your card. Ask me how I know. But if you incorporate it in ways like that, or you just ask it, give me some inspiration for today and pull a card. I think that's a fantastic way to just start playing with it. It'll get to the point. Well, at least this is my experience. It got to the point where it got a bit addicting in the best ways possible. It'd be like one day I was very busy in the morning and I didn't get a chance. And midway through the day or into the evening, something was off. And I'm like, what the heck is wrong? Oh, I didn't get to pull my card this morning. So it becomes part of what you do. It becomes that little inspiration that you think about and you want to continue, because it doesn't have to take long. It's just grab your deck, pull a card. Even if you don't shuffle, just pull the first card that comes off the top, right? Because you don't know what it is, maybe, unless you looked at it and put it back down. All right, so I have 4 cards that came up. They're all wands except one. So they're all suit. They're all the pip cards, the suit cards. There's 4 of them. 3 of them are wands. One of them isn't. What do you guess that one sword? Oh, shoot, I gave it away. I was going to say one suit, but I said sword, so I gave it away. We'll play it again in a second. Be prepared. Put your thinking caps on. But this is what I got. So looking at all of these, I know. I know. What a doofus, eh? So looking at all of these, which card looks the best? Which card looks the most positive to you? Put it in the chat. Describe what it is. If you can't read what the numerology or Roman numerals are, I still mess up some of the Roman numerals, but that's okay. So yeah, let me know what is the best card here and which is the worst card. That one's kind of a no-brainer, really. Yes, Six of Wands. Yeah, so why? Why is that the best card? What's good about it? Making you work, Kim. And anyone else who's here who wants to play along. What's good about the Six of Wands? Well, for one, he doesn't have to walk. Everyone else is walking. And yeah, the worst is the Ten of Swords. Yeah, so my question is, well, for the Six of Wands, what's so good about it? And for the Ten of Wands, it's kind of no-brainer. What's bad about it? But I'm not going to ask that, actually. I'm going to ask what's good about it. What's good about the Ten of Swords? Other than, well, I'm glad I'm not him. So, yeah, one of the things is he's riding, he's not walking, which is good. Everyone else seems to be walking along, and they're holding wands as well. A sense of accomplishment, celebration. Yes, new beginning. Oh, for the Ten of Swords. Yeah. Yeah. Because there ain't no coming back from that. So, time to come up with a new game plan. What's next? What's next? So let's go back to the fun. Okay. Yeah, he's won something. He's got a wreath on there and he's in a parade or something. He gets to ride on the horse. The horse is even all dressed up. So this is a really good card of celebration. And I think it's something we have to do all the time. We have to find something to celebrate. Something daily to celebrate would be good, but sometimes we just have days that are really hideous. And I think when we can think about, well, at least I'm still here. At least I'm still, my body feels pretty good. It didn't rain today, like the opposite, right? But that's a good way to start just playing with what you feel about the tarot card. So Six of Wands. I like what you said, Kim. Sense of accomplishment, celebration. People are following along. People are carrying you along with them. You're not even really leading because there are people in front. So you're in the middle of the pack, but you're kind of singled out in the best ways possible, saying that as an introvert, being singled out for anything. And it really feels that he's an expert at what he does. I mean, look at that. He's got his feet in the stirrups and he's got his heels down. Perfect. That's what you're supposed to do. I'm no horse expert either. Just one of my besties is. So I learned from her. So yeah, super, super good energy. Now this one is definitely retrograde energy. This is where it's, there's no going back. You have to come up with a new way of doing things. Okay. So now it brings me to the Eight of Wands and the Five of Wands. And it's so interesting that these all fell out. We had 5, 6, 8. It was almost a dance. 5, 6, 7, 8. But no. So which of these two cards feels easier? And I might even add a second question. Which of these cards feels like Mercury retrograde? Feel free to pop it in the chat and let me know. Poor Kim. It's all up to Kim to put stuff down. And I'm sitting waiting. Okay, I won't wait anymore. Eight of Wands, everything is flowing in the same direction. So with that, you usually get ease, right? Yep. Eight of Wands, new beginnings. Yeah, Eight of Wands is about swift action. New beginnings is more of like the aces and stuff like that. But I mean, it could be. Maybe it is you're thinking of doing something new. And if this card comes up, it's like, yeah, if you do it, if you focus, things are going to happen swiftly. So yeah, we can turn it into that for sure. And then yeah, Five of Wands is definitely retrograde energy because there's a lot of conflict and competition going on here, right? Yay, it's focused. I'm so happy. I'll try not to move, try not to breathe. And with this, remember, they're not using swords. They're using wands. So maybe they're just practicing. Maybe they're just sparring. And look at their clothes. Anytime you see stuff like stripes or polka dots, it usually means it's a little lighter energy, right? Looking at the green buds on the wands as new beginnings. Oh, I see. I see where you're getting at that. See, that's why I love different perspectives. Yeah, lots of little buds on them, for sure. Thank you. Thank you for clarifying that. Question? I like that. Yeah. So yeah, so back to the Five of Wands. They're wearing clothes, like they're all different. So to me, it's just everyone has a different opinion and everyone's trying to shove their opinion down the other person's throat. Sometimes it can be that energy, but it's also they're just sparring, they're just practicing. Sometimes there's just a little competition and sparring happening. And yeah, it can be seen as not good energy, but at the same time, sometimes we need that competition to push us further or pull us along further. Because if everything just came so easily, would we really try? Because we wouldn't really have to. But if there's some competition, if there's something that, it's, or even this is to say, oh, so-and-so's doing the same thing as you. It's like, oh, well, I guess I better step up my game. I guess I better do my very best. So this to me, it keeps people congruent. It keeps people in integrity to do what they're meant to do. So all of that's, so for this, Fool's retrograde, if you will. There's a lot happening, but at the same time, most of these are wands. Oh, I'm looking at the mirror image of myself. Wands are about fire energy, having the tools, doing the things with things that we have learned and practice and grow with. So when we use our tools, we can get through all of those things that are keeping us down. And we know that we don't always have a choice in the matter. And when that happens, we just have to give ourselves the time and space and, look at things from a different perspective. All right. So playing with tarot gets you a little deeper in having a relationship with the cards and how they work through you. And then, just seeing the difference between what I interpreted with that Eight of Wands and what Kim interpreted with that Eight of Wands. Different relationship. We're going to see different things in the cards. This is why it's great that there's so many different readers out there, because they're going to have a different perspective. It's not saying one is righter than the other, righter, corrector, better, or one is wronger, or right? It's that there's just a different perspective. But I say that, and I also say, if you have a question and you go to a reader and you ask that question, and then you go to another reader and you keep asking the same question of different readers, that's not good energy either, because you're basically telling the universe that I don't trust the message that came through, so I'm going to keep asking it, and you're going to keep getting a different answer every time. So that's going to confuse you even more if you do that, right? I don't know what I'm talking about. It's just what I noticed. Well, there, own it, girl. Own it. You do know what you're talking about. You need to take that back right now. I'm going to take it off the screen right now. But yeah, it's exactly what you noticed. So you needed to notice that. And that's what I love about pulling a card a day, especially if you just keep that card out and you look at it in the morning and then you go later in the day and you kind of look at it again and say, oh, I didn't notice that. It really depends on your perspective. And if we put little blinders on where there's only so much we're going to be able to see, right? And the more we look at something, the more something can change. Have you ever written a word down and you questioned the spelling of it, and the more you looked at it, the weirder the word looked? And it's one of the most normal, ordinary words out there. Has that ever happened to you? Because it happens to me all the time. And it's like, especially the word foreign or something, that word. It's like, is it IE or EI? And you write it and you look at it and you go, that looks weird. So you write it the other way and that looks even weirder. So yeah, it is weird. It totally is. And same thing when you're working with a tarot card, like especially that you work with the same deck. You know, I could go months with a new deck and then finally get this card that I've had over and over and look and go, oh, I didn't notice that little dragonfly there, or whatever. I'm just making something up on the spot right now. And so that's how you can become more familiar. And yeah, that's all I got to say about that. So yeah, another thing I was going to say is I might be changing these that are happening on the Mondays. I may be shifting when this happens. And right now, mostly because numbers, mostly because there's not a lot of people that can watch live or for whatever reason. Yeah, I think I really need to change things up. I don't know. Maybe I'll fall off the face of the earth and be gone forever. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see. But anyways, I'm not going to stick around here too much longer. There's only a couple of viewers, and anyone who watches the replay, I don't want them to be bored. I would love for them to watch the replay and get the nuggets that they got from it. So I'm going to follow this up. There's a couple people here live. I know Kim is one of them. If you would like a card reading, please let me know. Deck 1 or 2, and let me know what your question is. You can say general, but if you have a question, that would be good, because it's always nice to be able to give you a more specific download based on the cards. All right. So let me know. I think this is just a strange day overall anyways, because it is Easter Monday, and I know some people still have it off as a holiday, and some don't. And yeah, it's just hard to figure things out sometimes. So nobody wants a card. Going once. I just like shuffling. Shuffling is good times. Cards keep flipping out. Anyone have questions? Will I be moving a general? Will I be moving? Well, that's kind of a question. It's okay. Do you want to move? Let me ask you, do you want to move? And because then that's a different question. Then that's like, what can you do to make the move easy? Or if you don't want to move, it's like, what can I do to be able to stay where I am? Can I ask for that for a clarification? I'm making Kim work for it. She's here by herself, and she's like, holy moly. And you got your own deck with you too. Okay, so just general overall. Just want to see what the cards have to say, right? Here, I'm going to turn the light on just so you can see. All right, now get your deck ready, but don't pull it yet. Wait till I've pulled the card here. Okay. Question? What question? Okay, Spacious Tarot it is. This is a general message for Kim, so tune into receiving just the message you are meant to receive. We got strength. It's a different strength. Usually you see it with the lady holding the lion's mouth closed or open, or however you interpret it. But for you, Kim, it feels like you finally feel like you can start to bloom. I'm really drawn to the blooms on this cactus. And you know, if you know cactuses at all, they don't bloom very often, and circumstances have to be just right for it to bloom. And no one can really predict when they're going to bloom. So when I'm picking up on that energy, I'm just picking up that for you, Kim, things, you're starting to feel a difference in yourself. And even if the thoughts might be on autopilot that come that want you to say, oh, I can't do that, or I'm not good enough at that, or I don't know how, or it's too difficult. That's just the habit coming in, because I think deep down, you don't believe those thoughts anymore. But they keep coming up like it's a habit. And then you're like, well, if it comes up, that means it's true. No, it isn't. This is the perfect time with Mercury retrograde for you to trust that you're growing, trust that you're developing well beyond you even thought you could, and have the strength to kick those thoughts in the ass when they come in, to say, no, that's not true anymore. Woo! They're speaking tonight. So pull a clarifier for yourself. Let me know what it is, and let me know your interpretation of it. And I'm also going to pull a clarifier, but I'm going to shuffle until I see yours come through. You're welcome. Yeah, I think we all need to hear that, because we all try so hard to change. And then we're like, here I am, I've changed. Look at me go. And then something sideswipes us. And we go back and revert to where we were, react or respond. And we can use that as a confirmation, say, nope, I'm right back where I was. And it's so freaking annoying, isn't it? Isn't it annoying? I know it is. For me, it is. Well, we need to know we have changed. We've totally changed. Oh, I love that card for you. What's your interpretation of that? 3 of Wands? Love it. One wanted to fall out, but it didn't. So I'm going to keep shuffling. What's the first thing that came to mind with that 3 of Wands for you? I love 3. 3 to me is a number of spirit. 3 is about taking action. So perfect time, especially when you have strength and courage. That's the best time to take action. Feeling a bit supported, looking forward to what's coming. Yeah. Yeah. And it can also be, hey, here I am staring out, looking at everything that's happening. And it's either you're ready to, jump, or it's like, ooh, but I don't know if I'm ready. There's that fine line, right? Well, that's where this card is saying, yes, do it. You're backed up. You have the support of the universe. You have the support of everybody in your life who you have chosen to be a support in your life. Yeah. So let's pull another clarifier for you. This has been the Kim and Lorraine show. We're going to have you on StreamYard with me. Woo-hoo. How do you feel about that one of these times? The invitation is there, because I got the Queen of Wands. Not just 3 of Wands, the Queen of Wands. I love it. Yeah, wow. Yeah, if that freaked you out at all, that's totally okay. Sometimes that's our first response, but courage and strength. So Queen of Wands, to me, this is representing you standing in your power, taking action. Look at those little sprouts. Oh, wrong side. Look at those little sprouts there. You don't need a lot of them. You've got the important three. For some reason, something about three. I don't know what it is. Three people in your life supporting you, three things you want to do. There's that three again. Interesting. I've never really looked at it in that respect before. I'm drawn to the cat in the front as well. And, doing things that others might think is not taboo, but might be like, ooh, you're doing that. Maybe you're used to that in your life, and that's just a confirmation that that's just who you are and everything is good. But you're backed up here. You have support, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Love it. Love it. Oh, you have a little black cat. Oh, perfect.